Shabbat Shalom. It is a joy and a privilege and an honor to be with you on this beautiful Shabbat morning in this esteemed congregation. My predecessor, Shimon Aram of blessed memory, always spoke of in such glowing terms of this community and how this community brings light and hope in such a powerful, powerful way. And so I'm deeply, deeply honored to be here. But it's probably not every Shabbat that you have a bishop in the Bima, and you might think, what did Rabbi Erez Sherman just do? What is the halakha on inviting a bishop to the Bima? And most importantly, did he get the permission of Rabbi Nicole Guzik on this? Is there hechsher for this morning? It reminds me of the story of the priest, the bishop, and the rabbit who walked into a bar together. Yeah, you heard me correctly. The priest, the bishop, and the rabbit walked into the bar together. And the bartender is serving the priest and the bishop and the rabbit. And he looks at the three of them and he says, "You're an unlikely grouping. What are you doing here?" And the rabbit leans over to the bartender and says, "Listen, I only got in this morning because of a typo." So I don't know how I'm here, but Baruch Hashem, I'm here to celebrate with you here at the beginning of Elul, and it's an honor. It's an honor indeed to be here this morning. And I think it's important that we reflect about the fact that we don't only celebrate the miracles of the Bible, but if we have eyes to look a little deeper, we see that we are living in miracles every day. We are living in the miracle of the generation that has seen the diaspora, the Jewish people from the nations, regathered to Eretz Israel. We've seen the Jewish people come home from 106 nations of the earth. We've seen Hebrew resurrected as a spoken language. We've seen Yerushalayim, once again, the central, unmovable capital of the Jewish people, regathered, reconstituted, and celebrated now as a light to the nations. We've seen just a few years ago the American embassy move to Jerusalem, and now other embassies moving to Jerusalem. We are living, my friends, in a day of miracles. The day of miracles is not just the past, it's the present, and Bizrat Hashem, it's our future, if we will partner with Hashem in the miracles that must happen in our day. And we are living in a moment where a Christian bishop and rabbis come into trusting relationship together, understanding that there are differences in our faith backgrounds, but understanding this more important fact: there is far more that unifies us than divides us. And so let's come together and celebrate that which unifies us. We have common understandings on so many things, different understandings on some things, some of them important. We have a different understanding of the identity of Mashiach. But one day Mashiach will come, please God, soon and in our time, and he will have a great press conference at the King David Hotel in Jerusalem. And at that time, the leading question that will be asked of Mashiach will be this: please, could you just let us know, is this your first or your second visit to Jerusalem? I believe his answer will be yes. Until that time, may we partner together. May we work together for Tikkun Olam. May we stand together against forces of extremism of any kind. May we be that Or HaGoyim, that light to the Gentiles, the light to the nations that Hashem commands us to be together. I want to tell you today that though there is a tragic and painful history between the Jewish community and the Christian church, I want to say to you today, there is a new breed of Christian alive in the world today who stand with the Jewish people without hidden motive, without other agenda. We stand alongside the Jewish people and the state of Israel, and we say to you, Am Israel Chai, the people of Israel live and are strong. We stand with you on the campus of Columbia. We stand with you at the United Nations. We stand with you wherever anti-Semitism raises its ugly head. And we say, for Zion's sake, I will not be silent. For Jerusalem's sake, I will not be still. Today's Parsha, Re'eh, today's Parsha teaches us about this concept of tzedakah, this concept of the tithe, that a tenth belongs to Hashem. And that we should teach, B'ezrat Hashem, our children, our grandchildren, this principle of giving, this principle of tithing. But it's interesting to take that principle and apply it to all of Torah. And it makes me think of the very, very first story in Bereshit. In Bereshit, we're introduced to our archetypal ancestors, Adam and Eve in Gan Eden. And Adam and Eve are in Gan Eden, and God, Hashem puts them in the garden. He says, look at all of this is yours. Every tree, every bush, it's all yours. Take any of it. It's all there for you to enjoy. There's mangoes and papaya and oranges and grapes. It's all there for you to enjoy. But Hashem says, now this tree, this one tree, don't touch this tree, because this tree is different than all the other trees. And indeed, your relationship with me is impacted and defined by whether or not you obey me and leave this tree alone. We all know the story. Tragically, they take of that tree, and humanity's been paying the price ever since. Somehow I think traffic on the 405 was linked to that tragic moment. Could it be that in a similar way, Hashem places the human family in the midst of the nations of the earth, and he says, listen, all of this is yours. All of this is yours to enjoy, to be blessed by, to experience, but there's this one particular piece of dirt. This one particular sliver of land on planet Earth, and that land, that soil is different. That soil is Kodashim Hashem. That soil is holy to the Lord. That soil is the land of Israel. I've given that soil to the people of the book, to the people of Israel to steward. And how you treat that soil, and by de facto those people, is how you relate to me. Is that the principle that Hashem was wanting to teach us with Re'eh, of tithing, all the way back from the garden to the land and people of Israel? How you relate to the land is an indication of how you relate to me. I want to tell you today, there are millions upon millions upon millions of Christians, and this is the work of Eagle's Wings that I continue in the honor of Shimon Aram, of blessed memory. This is the work that we do, bringing young pastors to Israel and reminding them who they are. That they came from a place, that place is the land of Israel. They came from a people, those people are the Jews, and we owe a debt of gratitude to the Jewish people forever. In closing this morning, it's amazing how the Torah and this morning the Haftorah speak to the moment that we're in. And when I looked at the Haftorah this morning, I was just amazed at how timely and profound it is for us. The prophet Isaiah looks through the scope of history and he sees moments of great crisis. He sees moments of great pain. My family and I were in Israel on October 7th. We were there. We had just, the night before, on the 6th, we had led our largest mission ever. We had 348 Christian pilgrims from 12 nations, and I brought them to Ben Gurion at midnight on the 6th. Went back to Jerusalem with my family. We were staying 3 extra days, and we woke up on the morning of the 7th. And we were there for the first week of the war. We've been living, I have not stopped day or night since that moment, working on behalf of the people of Israel, the state of Israel, combating in the media everything we're seeing, combating what we're seeing on campuses. But I find great peace and I find great comfort from the Haftarah this morning, and I leave you with this. He says, "O afflicted one, storm-tossed, not comforted, behold, I will set your stones and lay your foundations with sapphires. I will make your gates of precious stones. All your children shall be taught by Hashem." Listen to this verse. "And great shall be the shalom of your children." Don't we speak this morning over the people of Israel, that there would come a day that their sons and daughters in the IDF would be living in peace. It says, "You shall be established in righteousness. You will be far from oppression. You shall not fear, and terror will not come near you." And he closes by saying this, "No weapon that is formed against you will prosper, and you will refute every tongue that rises against you in judgment." And I want to say that that's every tongue, be it on CNN, BBC, whatever news source there is that spreads disinformation and misinformation against the people of Israel and against the Jewish community. I want to say, heaven thunders back the truth. And there are today millions of Christian allies around the world who say, do not let this temporary moment bring your heart into fear. Am Yisrael chai, hine lo yanum velo yashan shomer Yisrael. He who keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Shabbat shalom. Thank you for the honor of being with you today.